You're a freelancer or you're a business owner, we always need help. We also need coaching. Today is my guest is Coach Bella Engelbach. She teaches scientific approach how to solve problems, and I'm very excited to have her. Please help me welcome Bella Engelbach. Welcome, Bella.
Oh, Bashir, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who are you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
So I was working for a science-based company. I'm a biologist by training, but I've been doing a lot of work on process and how people work. And I'm in a science-based company and helping to improve the business processes, how we worked in labs, how we got paperwork through various systems. And it started to occur to me that while we were scientists, we weren't necessarily taking a science approach, a scientific approach to solving our business problems. And I was learning about Six Sigma, which I'm sure some of your listeners and viewers know about, and lean thinking and creative problem solving. And so just being surrounded by scientists and business people and just asking the question over and over again, why are we not using science to solve our business problems, or at least scientific thinking? So that's really what spurred me. I've spent a lot of time studying different approaches, lean product development, Six Sigma, and creative problem solving. And just now, I'm just really excited about the idea that, with science, which is how we're overcoming this pandemic, with science and scientific thinking, we can also solve our business problems and our personal, achieve our personal challenges. So it was just being surrounded by people who thought that way. So what are the top three mistakes to avoid? So when you're in the world of solving problems, I think there are things that you can do. There are tools that you can use to solve problems, various sort of stepwise approaches. I think the number one mistake is to become over reliant on your tools and forget about people. And then the second big mistake is following on that is when you are making a change, whether it's a personal change or it's a change in your business, you're improving your business, you're building your new business, is not to stop and think about what is the impact that this has on the people who are doing the work. Are they going to be happier? Are they going to be more engaged, or is it going to make the work less appealing to them? And then the third one, and I think this is just really important, is not to make the mistake of thinking that when you change a process, how you do something, say how you move a piece of paper through a system or how you get a product to a customer, that you don't really pay attention to what does that mean about how the managers manage. Managers will have to change how they manage every time you change a process. So make sure it's always about coming back to the people. Don't be too reliant on tools and pretty processes on paper.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
This is a really hard question to answer because, like all of us, I've had a lot of failures. I've done a lot of things wrong. But I think my greatest failure story comes from allowing myself to get into a job that was the wrong job for me. And that's when I was working inside a company and was offered a position inside the company and thought, well, that was my only option at the time. And I took a job that really wasn't the job for me. And I kind of knew it at the time. I knew it wasn't really a job that I was going to be happy at and I could excel at. And I had enough faith in myself to think, well, I can do this. I can kind of get through it. But in the end, I wasn't as successful as I had hoped to be. And so what I really learned from that is it's very important to know your strengths, know what you are good at, and do the things that you're good at and continue to build on your strengths. It's so hard when everything that you are trying to do is not something that you're good at and something that you enjoy. So I just learned, know your strengths. Do the things that you're good at.
What are your top three success secrets that others can follow?
I love to explore all kinds of interesting fields. It doesn't matter to me, I came from this science medical based company. So I love to read about science and about medicine, but I love to read fiction. I love to to learn music. I sing, and I love to do things that are kind of out of my normal field. And so, my number one secret is particularly if you want to bring creativity to your work, is to really make sure that you have broad horizons. I just think it's really important not to think narrowly, and not to limit yourself to what you read, or the games you play, the things you do, to only a certain few, because that's what you've always done. Because innovation is in those places that are really different. I think another thing that's really important to me is just getting to know people. It's really easy to get focused on things other than people, but people are such an amazing resource for us, and they are also, support, and people have incredible ideas. So just getting to know people, I just think is really important. So take the time, get to know the people you're working with, the people you're working for, your clients and your customers. You'll always be amazed. And was there a third one? Did you want a third one? Oh, the most important business book you've read and what you learned from it. So like I said, I read a lot, but this book was really, really important to me. It's called Managing to Learn, by John Shook. And it has kind of a tough title, which is Using the A3 Management Process to Solve Problems, Gain Agreement, Mentor, and Lead. And this book, for me, really, it really brought home to me the people side of the work that I was doing in solving problems, and the importance of relationships in problem solving. So it's a story of a manager coaching an employee through solving a problem, allowing the employee to make some mistakes along the way. And it delves into not only what does the employee think, but what does the manager think, as he has to learn to basically get out of his way so that he can coach the employee. I have another copy in my office, actually, where sort of every page has a post-it note on. This is a clean copy. I have many copies of this book to share with people. Highly recommend it.
We are entering into a speed round. That means short questions and quick answers. Are you ready for it?
I think I'm ready. Yeah. Hit me.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Oh my gosh, I want to be remembered for my life.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
I take a step back, have a cup of tea.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
If it's a revenue generating idea, I have absolutely no problem convincing. I mean, it's if it involves more money for going on vacations, or fixing up something in the house, or just building our lives together, there's no convincing needed. What I'd have to convince me sometimes that it's a revenue generating idea. I'm the hard one to convince. Oh, I
What do
love
you
this
want to do when
question.
you grow up?
What do I want to do when I grow up? So first of all, I want to admit to everyone that I am almost 65. I can't believe it myself. So it's a funny question to ask me. What I want to do when I grow up is I want to be a wise woman. I want to be somebody that people turn to and say, well, Bella knows something. Let's ask her. And then what I really will do is turn back around to them and say, what do you think? Because I really want to know what they think.
What are you grateful for today?
Well, I'm grateful that I woke up. I'm grateful for you, Bashir, for inviting me on your show. That's really great, and I'm grateful that I was able to go outside and hear the birds sing.
Who is your living mentor and what is the impact they have on you?
Oh my gosh. So I belong to a group called Women in Lean. It's a growing group of over 800 women who are connected on LinkedIn, who are all involved in lean thinking, continuous improvement, coaching, scientific thinking. And anytime I have any type of an issue, question, I can pop into that group and on LinkedIn ask the question, and I get so many great, helpful, supportive answers. So I would say I have 850 living mentors. But I'll also add my friend Doug Reed, who is my creative problem solving coach, and he's just a marvelous person as well.
Why is being impactful important to you?
You know, you only get, I believe, one go round. And being impactful might only be making a small change in some person's life, making one little thing better. But if you can come and go on this planet and just do that, then it's really worth living.
How do you start your day?
I start my day with a cup of tea. Tea is a big theme with me, and going for a walk outside so I can hear the birds sing. Got to start with being outside.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is somebody who sees the challenges in their lives as something that they would love to overcome and is really willing and interested in learning from doing experiments with things to change the problems in their lives. Not somebody who's looking for solutions, but somebody who's really looking for deep learning. That's my ideal client.
What is the advice you would give to your younger self?
Oh, I've got so much advice, but I would say believe in yourself. And when you feel like you should be quiet, speak up.
How can we support you?
Wow. Well, I've got three things actually. I have a book, which is called Creatively Lean: How to Get Out of Your Own Way and Drive Innovation Through Your Organization. So I love to share the book and the ideas in the book with people. I have a podcast called The Edges of Lean, which is about the way that people use lean thinking and continuous improvement in all sorts of interesting places. And I love to have people listen to that and get inspired and share comments with me. And finally, I would love to hear from folks who would like some coaching. And would like to learn how to use scientific thinking. And you can find all of those things at leanforhumans.com, as Bashir is pointing out right here. So go to leanforhumans.com. You'll see the podcast, the book, and my contact information to reach out for some coaching. So that would be great.
What is the what would you say about your guest experience on the show today?
It's fun. I love these questions. Made me think. I love to think. So this is a lot of fun. So thanks for sharing. I really appreciate it.
What would you say as a final word?
I would say find ways to be kind and make other people happy.
Thank you, Bella Engelbach. We really appreciate your time and wisdom on the behalf of Entrepreneur Empowerment Club and its entire team. We really appreciate you. I hope our path cross again with another amazing topic. Until then, you have a great time.
All right. Give everyone a big heart. Bye bye.